What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Mattel Masters of the Universe Masterverse Mattel Creation Exclusive figures. So today we're going to be looking at Motherboard. So we have Motherboard from the Motherboard Cull from Masters of the Universe Revelation. So we have it in the box here, but I just thought it was really cool having the drawn artwork or whatever there of Motherboard. So that all looks cool and you can spin around, see what the figure is going to look like there. But they always come in these nice brown boxes. We'll take it out so you can see the actual box. So if you didn't know, most Mattel Creation stuff come in brown boxes like that. I don't know why our Vykron's not in a box like that. I don't know what happened to it, but here we have our actual box, which looks really cool. Nice big box because this is a big figure. So this is the outside and the front where you kind of open it. We'll spin it around here just so you can see what it looks like all around, just all the details and everything there, which looks pretty cool. But now we can just open it up. So it's got these little doors that'll open up there where we can see our figure of Motherboard, which looks really cool. And this is a big figure. I think it's supposed to be like a foot tall and stuff. So that looks really cool. Nice, awesome design to it. And again, she was in the Revelation show and has sort of like the screech design to her, so the evil bird design, so that looks pretty cool. And overall, I'm excited to check that out because it just looks really cool. So we have her to look at. So that was an exclusive for San Diego Comic-Con this year. And then we also have Vykron, which we've had for a while. So this is a pretty cool figure that comes with 3 different options, so we can see the 3 different options on there. If we spin the box around, we can see those 3. So this is a new Eternia figure based off original designs and artwork from classic concepts, and I'll go into more story about this. But we can just open this up. We get a little bit of story there about Vykron, so that looks pretty cool. And if we open up, we have this little cardboard piece, which just looks like part of the picture that was on the box, but probably have the different artwork and stuff. We have a picture of whatever that's supposed to be, Attorney or whatever there. That looks pretty awesome. And then we have Vykron itself, which looks pretty cool. So there you have him in like the barbarian form, and of course comes with all the different accessories and stuff that's going to come with it. So that looks pretty cool as well. So I'm excited to check both of these out. So let me get them out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So here's Motherboard out of the box, and she is enormous. So like I said, she's like a 12-inch figure, so a foot tall, and she is huge and looks awesome. So figure-wise, she's pretty basic and feels pretty hollow. She reminds me a lot of like the Titan figures from like Marvel. So the cheap Hasbro figures that you can, buy really cheap that are foot tall as well. That's what she reminds me a lot of. But everything else that comes with her, like her whole like cape piece and wings and everything else about it, is really cool. And just like a normal Masterverse figure. So it's not like she's real cheap or anything. Like I said, she herself feels a little bit cheap, but overall have no major issues with her. She stands fine just all by herself. She comes with some cool accessories, and just overall she just looks majestic here, just with how big she is, with her height, and just the colors and everything just look amazing. But for Motherboard, we've heard of Motherboard specifically for the technological cult led by Triclops during the Time Without Magic in the MOTU Revelation show, and in that we'd see collect electronic looking water from an altar inside a Snake Mountain and make his followers drink it, and they would then transform into cyborg with limbs replaced by mechanical weapons. And later on, Skeletor tried to destroy a Motherboard idol, but nothing happened, and Motherboard ended up transforming into a towering winged woman with the symbol of the Horde projecting from her. So she's kind of a signal to the Horde coming if they do another season. So she just looks really cool here. She's just a giant figure that looks awesome. So like I said, she's kind of got like a bird design, so very similar to like Sorceress and stuff, but obviously with the technological designs built into it. So you can see like with her body and stuff, she has all these blue lines running through her, so that always seems to like look technological and stuff. And then like have like these technological looking wings and stuff, so very much like robotic and stuff instead of like an actual bird wings, but they look cool. Love the colors of it. So she's like a very light blue color. Of course it almost looks kind of purple, at least in the camera, but yeah, she's like a lighter blue color with even lighter brighter blue with the lines running through, and then has purple like the joints, and for like the purple on her chest and down on her like nails and stuff, she's got the long nails there, and all the way down like the ankle joints, so all the different joints there. She has blue ones on her knees though. Then she has the whole cape with wing piece, which we can actually take off. It's not too hard. So she has, I think, a peg in her back, and then it just kind of clips around the neck, which is the hardest part there. So we can take this all thing off, so we can look at that later. But there we have just Motherboard herself, and we can see her head. So there's a good head design. I love how she has like the yellow lips, the all whited out eyes there, and then like the bird head going on there. So again, with like this pink color, and it's got like some metallic or like glitteriness too. I don't know if you can see that in there, but nice purple around its eyes and some purple coming down there as well. So that all looks pretty cool there for her, and without the cape we can try and do her movements now a little bit easier. So we get the head that'll twist all the way around. Now I do have one issue with this, that there's something with the head, like I can't really get it to look straight on. For some reason it's like always off to the side, like the joint just kind of pops to the side either way, so it's a little bit annoying about that. But then the shoulders can come up to 90 and rotate all the way around. We get these single elbow joints, so they can bend there pretty much to 90, and they have some rotation in them. And then we get the wrist that'll twist twist around and flex back and forth. Then we go to the ab crunch, so she has crunch right under her chest, so crunch back and forth there. So pretty decent crunching back and forth and twist around there as well. I don't know if she'll go all the way around. Yeah, it does feel like it'll go there. So there she can twist all the way around. Then we go down to her hips that can come up over 90, I guess. You can go really far, I guess. So pretty good joint movement in there. And of course out to the side as well, she can do the splits. Then we get the single knee joint that can bend back there, pretty much 90, a little bit under it a little. And then it has a little bit of rotation, not much, but some rotation in there. And then we go down to the foot that can rock back and forth and twist side to side. So although she has like single knee joints and elbow joints and stuff, she still has pretty good range of movement. And like I said, just on her own, I can get her to stand up, you know, not many issues or anything with that. So that all works out pretty well. And then we can look at her cape. Of course, we'll look at it separate here just so you can see the design. So we have the color piece that comes up around her. Very nice colors with the light blue going into the pink and then purple. So that looks really cool with this dark, like really dark bluish black. It's got like a blue tint to it, so that's why I said blue. But like this top piece here that goes down. Not sure what all these holes in the back of it are for, but they look cool that it's got that, you know, make it more technological and stuff. And then has the wings coming out. So with the wings, we can sort of spread them out. Now, unfortunately, this wing over here keeps like falling out, but you can easily just clip it back in. But we can get the wings all spread out there, so she has a really wide wingspan as well. So that's something you'll have to work with and stuff if you want to have on display. So very wide wing width there. We can actually hold up, so it's longer than herself, so definitely over a foot of wingspan, which looks really cool. And just the spread of that and the colors as well. So on the back, it's more of a dark purple and then a darker pink, or could be closer to another purple color. So I love how they're darker there, where if you spin it around though, it's got these nice bright colors, so like a normal purple here into a light blue and then dark blue at the end of it. So very nice, just all those color designs. Love here in the center we have these like rubbery strands coming down, but what's really cool is at the end of it there's like electronic plug things, so that looks pretty cool. So that's going to be on the end of each of those, which is a really nice design. And then we do have a fabric cape, which again I love, like the color gradient going from the pink to the blue to the light blue or purplish color in between there. So that's cool. And around on the back side of it, it's all this darker color, but has some of the light blue running through it as well. So that all looks really nice there as well for the cape piece. So just so many things about this just looks so nice. And that's like the thing that's so cool about this figure is you get this giant figure and then everything about it looks really nice as well. So that is just really cool. And then that box it came with was awesome. So let me try and put the cape back on. So there's the cape back on. And of course with the wings and everything, you can see she is standing there, no issues or anything. She's standing just fine. So that's one thing that's really cool about this is no issues with standing. Now, as I kind of skipped over, the wings do have movement. So the wings do have a joint here that can rock back and forth and then also can like spin and rotate and stuff. So you have that. And then of course this joint's where it's folds and stuff, so you can extend it out and it has some rotation in it as well. And then like I showed you with the one wing that keeps popping out on the other side, they do pop out, so you can do that if you want to take them out for some reason, maybe for storage or something. But I just think she looks so cool. It's like, just like I said, so many things about this, the color, the size, the ability, you know, that she has all this and can stand up without any issues and stuff. It's just so cool. So like I said, so many cool things about this figure. But she does come with some accessories, I guess you'd say. So first we get some additional hands. We got a set of grip hands. She has nothing to grip or anything, but she does come with a set of grip hands and doesn't have the long fingers and stuff, and pretty nice designs like these diamonds on the outside and stuff. So it looks pretty cool with that and the light blue on the inside. So we get those additional hands. And then she even does come with a display stand, but like I said, don't really need it. So we get this clear square base to stand her on. So it's really cool with all like the cybernetics and stuff all running through it. So it's a nice flat base. It's got 2 feet pegs on it. We can stand her up there. And then it does also have this like peg that's up that you can, you know, get around her to help her stand up as well. It doesn't have any adjustment, so I'm not sure how you get it on. It looks like it fits around her waist by the height, but since she stands just fine and I don't want to put it together, you know, and possibly need to try and take this out again, I'm not going to do anything with that right now. But like I said, she works just fine without it, but it just gives you that option, especially if you want to put it on display and, you know, kind of have more security with her and everything. But yeah, just so many cool things about her that I just absolutely love this figure. Now, of course, from the show, and as I mentioned, she's the leader or whatever, the goddess of the Motherboard cult. So we can bring in our Motherboard cult members. Of course, we have Triclops, so we have him in his cult design, and then Trapjaw as well. So we have those 2 figures in there. You can see them next to her, just how tall she is. So she is enormous, and like I said, especially compared to our normal action figures that go along with it. So she is giant there and just looks amazing. So absolutely just love this figure. And then we also have Vykron, which is pretty cool. So Vykron is based off the first prototypes of the toy line designed by Roger Sweet. And he came with 3 different figure mock-ups of a barbarian warrior, a half man, half tank, and a spaceman. So the barbarian ended up becoming He-Man. So this is, pretty much our prototype for He-Man. The half man, half tank was Tank Top, and the spaceman was Space Ace. But with this, they decided to come up with a little bit of story for Vykron. So he's a legendary warrior of the gladiatory arena that would collect armor and weapons off his defeated opponents. That's why he gets the armor and stuff we'll be looking at with this. So this is his basic look where he's, this barbarian character, gladiator character. So it looks pretty cool here. So he's, it's pretty much supposed to be He-Man. That's basically what it is he became He-Man. So we have his face, so it doesn't really look, much different or anything compared to like a He-Man character or anything. The only difference is he's got the long, it looks like black hair with this instead of like the blonde stuff we would get with He-Man. And then he has the helmet on over the top, so like this gladiator helmet and stuff with nice spike up top there and red jewel in the center. So that looks pretty cool. Then has a similar body, very similar to all the other He-Mans. He just has this chest plate on, which has a logo, we've seen with like He-Man, with like the cross design and stuff. But I love how it's got like that pearlescent blue in the center. And then he even has like a little like fur cape piece hanging off the back there. So that's pretty nice just hanging back there. He's got some bracers on his arms around his wrist. So they have like kind of like that H design stuff. And again, another red jewel there around the wrist. Of course, a fur loincloth with a gray belt. Bare legs going down to the boots where I have normal boot design we've seen with the He-Man figures. He just has shin guards on it that sort of match his chest with that design. They even have some of the pearlescent blue on there as well. So overall it looks pretty cool, but like I said, pretty much a prototype for He-Man. So this is what He-Man would evolve from. But we're going to do his movement. So his head can twist all the way around, can look down that far and up that far. So good movements there in the head. Of course, it always seems like their heads are made to be looking down, but unfortunately I want them to look, up straight on. So their head's always at like a weird angle and stuff. And so it's just a little bit annoying. I wish they'd be able to adjust the necks on those. The shoulders can come up to 90 and rotate around. We get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that can bend up that far, so not too bad. Wrist twist around, and this one has a hinge up and down for that hand. We go to the ab crunch, so he's got one right under his chest in the middle there, so crunch back and forth really good, and of course can twist all the way around. And then we have the twist at the waist as well that goes all the way around. Then we go to the hips, so the hips can come up to 90 and out to the side, can pretty much do the splits there. We have the thigh twist all the way around, double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back, so not too bad. A shin twist at the top of the boot, and then the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So pretty much the standard movements we've seen for all the Masterverse figures, so nothing new or surprising there with him. So like I said, nothing really new. But for this version specifically, we get some accessories. So he's got 2 grip hands on, so we get a set of fist hands. So if you want to have him fist fighting or something, you can there. And then he also comes with the axe, so a nice battle axe. So pretty similar to what we've seen with He-Mans and stuff. So nice axe design overall. So that looks cool. So let's go and put this in his hand. So there's the axe there in his hand. So he's now ready to fight. And he does also have the holder there on the back of his chest armor, so it does have the hole there, so you can put that in there if you want to store, but we'll just have him like that ready to fight in the gladiator arena as it said. Now of course, as I mentioned, it did become He-Man, so we grabbed this older He-Man figure, so you can see so how he transferred from this version of He-Man, this barbarian, into the He-Man we know today. So that is pretty cool to have that for Vykron. But as I mentioned, he was designed into 3 different characters to be different things, and with this set we get all 3 versions, so we get additional sets of armor. So we had the spaceman that, like I said, was called Space Ace. So with that we get a set of armor. So we have this nice like orange chest piece with like a breather tube and a head that can go on, so we can switch it out and put this on if we want him. So he looks like that. That's the design. Looks pretty cool. Reminds me a lot of like Zodak and stuff, and has this nice like belt around the waist with the orange, so we got orange and white and stuff. So that all looks pretty cool. He comes with a jet pack as well, or like a flight pack, whatever, so a set of wings and stuff. So that looks pretty awesome with the wings on the side, and nice like engine and stuff there in the center that of course can attach on the back of this outfit, so he can have like that to fly around. And then he comes with like some wrist guards and stuff, so wrist guards with the orange and white. And then he also comes with a gun, so futuristic gun like we've seen before. It looks pretty cool in the orange colors there. So that was all the stuff for the spaceman, and I'll show you that in a second. And then we had like the tank version as it says, so we have a nice big old thing for Tank Top as it was called, so we get a nice helmet piece. So it's got like this nice bird design which looks pretty cool. So it has the mouth that can open and close there, so that looks pretty cool with like these guns on the side of it, helmet, which is pretty awesome. Nice gold eyes there as well. So you can put that on top of his head so he can see out of there and stuff, and of course cover up to be more armored and everything. Then we get a chest plate as well, so a nice green chest plate. Looks just like Man-at-Arms in green this time. So we have that he can put on as well, and it does come with some like armor pieces that you can pop into the shoulder section, so you get the additional armor on him there. And to go with it, he even came with some armor, so we got some armor for his forearms and then for his shins as well, so some green armor to match. And for his weapon, it is a battering ram, as it's called, so a little ram thing he can use and like ram into people again with like the bird head or whatever it is on there. So that looks pretty cool as well. I guess it could be like a snapping turtle or something, but whatever it is, it looks pretty cool for that. So with that, we can put it on our figure, so we can, you know, take our Vykron here and transform him into those other versions. But with Vykron specifically, we were able to buy 2 of them, so we were able to already put the armor on one. So we have Tank Top here, so there we have Tank Top all armored out with all the armor and stuff there for him, so you can see that. So again, this is just another Vykron action figure with all the accessories, so you can turn him into this version if you want. So it looks pretty cool there as Tank Top. And then we still had the Spaceman stuff, so we ended up just finding an extra new Eternia figure that we had, the new Eternia He-Man there, and putting all the stuff on it instead. So there we have the Spaceman version, so you can see with the armor, he's got the gun and the jetpack there on the back and the wrist guards and stuff, so that looks pretty cool. So with that, you can have the 3 versions now, or as it's made of Vykron with the additional armor he's picked up in the Gladiator arena. So that is all really cool as well, having one figure that you have the 3 different sets, but like I said, you have the extra armor, so you can just buy the other figures and stuff and pop them on there if you want. But like I said, we have 2 of them, so now we have 2 sets of armor, so we'll use that for something. But just overall pretty cool to have Vykron here, like I said, with those 3 different options. But of course the coolest thing, it becoming He-Man eventually, so very cool to have Vykron now as well. Well, that's going to be it for the Masters of the Universe Masterverse figures we picked up off Mattel Creations, where we had Motherboard from MOTU Revelation, so a really cool figure. Absolutely love that. If you can get your handle on it, I would highly recommend it. And then Vykron as well, where we had the 3 different forms that he turns into. So both of these figures are really cool. I, of course, love Motherboard. She's like my absolute favorite, so love having that. And Vykron is cool as well. Not a necessary thing, because he's, you know, not like a main character or anything, so you can easily skip out on him. But it is cool that he was, you know, a prototype for He-Man, and then has the 2 other forms you can put with armor and stuff on, so you can kind of pick and choose whatever you want with him as well. So just both sets of figures are really cool. Absolutely love both of them and can highly recommend them. But let me know your opinions on these 2 down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.